The snow fell softly on Auschwitz, muffling the cries that lingered in the air. Against this grim backdrop, a man strode through the camp with an unnerving calm, his boots crunching over the frozen earth. To some, he was an angel, a harbinger of death. To others, he was a scientist, a cold and calculating observer of human misery. Josef Mengele was born in 1911 in Günzburg, Germany, into a prosperous and respected family. His early life was one of privilege, marked by academic promise and ambition. Yet even as he climbed the academic ranks, whispers of darker inclinations began to surface. The rise of the Nazi Party provided the perfect crucible for Mengele's transformation. Nazi ideology, steeped in pseudo-scientific racism, validated his fascination with genetics and heredity. How does ideology shape a man's moral compass? And how easily can scientific inquiry, untethered from ethics, become a weapon of unimaginable cruelty? By 1943, Mengele was stationed at Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest of the Nazi death camps. It was here, amidst the smoke of crematoriums and the anguished cries of the condemned, that he earned his moniker, the Angel of Death. As an SS officer and camp physician, Mengele wielded life and death with the flick of a hand, selecting prisoners for labor, gas chambers, or his grotesque experiments. Mengele's experiments, often conducted on twins, were framed as scientific research, but were in reality exercises in unfathomable cruelty. He subjected his victims to unimaginable pain, injecting chemicals into their eyes to alter their color, performing unnecessary amputations, and sewing twins together in macabre attempts to create conjoined siblings. How did a man, trained as a healer, justify such acts? Was it pure sadism, or did he convince himself that these atrocities served a higher purpose? Psychologists examining Mengele's behavior often grapple with the interplay of ideology, environment, and personal pathology. The Nazi regime provided a framework that dehumanized its victims, reducing them to mere objects of study. Yet there is evidence that his cruelty extended beyond the demands of his role. Survivors recall his chilling smile, his casual demeanor as he committed acts of horror. The concept of moral disengagement offers a lens through which to view Mengele's actions. Social psychologist Albert Bandura's theory suggests that individuals can distance themselves from the ethical implications of their actions through mechanisms like dehumanization and euphemistic labeling. For Mengele, the victims were not people but subjects, their suffering justified by the supposed advancement of science. Mengele's ability to compartmentalize his life adds another layer of complexity. Outside the laboratory, he was described as charming, even genteel. He listened to classical music, doted on children in social settings, and maintained a facade of normalcy. This duality, the juxtaposition of monstrous acts with moments of apparent humanity, forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature. As the war ended and the Nazi regime crumbled, Mengele fled, eluding capture and accountability. For decades, he lived as a fugitive, first in Europe and later in South America, shielded by sympathizers and a web of false identities. Despite international efforts to bring him to justice, he died of natural causes in 1979, never answering for his crimes. The story of Josef Mengele is not just a tale of one man's descent into evil, but a reflection of the systems and ideologies that allowed his actions to flourish. It forces us to examine the ways in which authority, ambition, and dehumanization intersect to create the conditions for atrocity. Today, the memory of Auschwitz lingers, a scar on the collective conscience of humanity. It is a reminder that evil is not an abstract force, but a product of choices, actions, and complicity. Josef Mengele's life serves as a chilling testament to the dangers of unchecked power, the corrupting influence of ideology, and the necessity of vigilance in the face of inhumanity. How do we guard against the repetition of such horrors? And what does Mengele's legacy teach us about the importance of ethics in science, the fragility of morality, and the human capacity for both darkness and redemption? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like these.